one of the differences between something that's venture backed versus private equity backed is profitability of the company. And part of the reason for that is that private equity is just a fancy term, a more modern term for what in the 1980s was referred to as LBOs, leveraged buyout companies. And LBOs use leverage, i.e. debt. And the only way you can put a whole bunch of debt on a company is if they're profitable, because the bank is going to need to have some sort of, rationale for, so venture backed companies can't really raise debt because they don't have any profitability, but private equity firms will sort of juice their returns by putting a whole bunch of debt on the company. That's typically sort of what they're doing. The original thesis for private equity acquisition of physician practices was to work with physician groups that were specifically, and this is before the No Surprises Act, that were specifically out of network so that they could charge very high out of network rates. And so this was the ER physicians, the radiologists, the anesthesiologists, and the pathologists. Those were sort of the main target of private equity firms because they would either take them out of network or they would threaten the insurance carrier, be like, look, if you don't give us much higher reimbursement, we're just going to go out of network. And before the No Surprises Act, then they could just, they could receive, hundreds or even thousands of dollars for an E&M code, where, your typical pediatrician might be getting $80 for an E&M code. And this is where you were getting our physicians that were getting thousands of dollars for an E&M code.